My wife, 28 female, and I, 28 male, have been married 10 months and together for 4 years. We had no issues whatsoever in our relationship. We were old friends before and got along perfectly together and were very happy together. She always told me about a half-brother she had from her dad, but I never met him because he was a med's head and in and out of prison, most recently for attempted slaughter. At Easter, he shows up to her family get-together for the first time in years. She was shocked and happy as she always wanted to have a sibling relationship with him, but he was rarely around during their childhood. After a month or so of texting each other daily and hanging out about once a week, they decided to get a DNA test to see if they were related, as her mom wasn't with his dad for very long. Turns out, they aren't related. After the news, she said she still wanted to have that relationship with him, as her other siblings weren't in her life. Since he recently got out of prison, he was staying with his mom. After a few weeks of the news that they weren't related, he got kicked out for not following the rules she put in place for him. And my wife had him and his 2 kids, 6-year and 10-year, move in with us even after I expressed I didn't like the idea. Around a week or 2 after finding out they weren't related, my wife had started to be distant with me, not communicating as much, answering my phone calls as often when we weren't together, and it got worse when he moved in. Along with that, if he called her, she had to answer the phone right away. We had arguments about it and got to the point that I asked if they were sleeping together. She was furious I asked and said they weren't, and that she saw him as her brother. I believed her. The 2 of them had an argument when I wasn't home, and he packed his stuff and his kids' stuff up and said they were never coming back. Athena, next morning, after staying up all night comforting her about it, she said there was something she needed to tell me. This is when she came clean to me about them having an affair. Apparently, after a week of finding out they were not siblings, she fell in love with him, and they started having sex. I was destroyed, but loved her so much I wanted to try to make our marriage work, but she didn't know what she wanted anymore. 2 weeks later, she found out she was pregnant. She and I believe it's his. We tried twice to have a kid before this, but ended in miscarriages. The most recent one, right before Easter, was so bad we decided to wait a while before trying again, so I was being careful, while he was busting inside of her the entire time. She is also excited about being pregnant. After finding out she was pregnant, I was able to start moving on, and I'm honestly too disgusted with her to want to be with her. But it still hurts, and I'm afraid I will be emotionally ducked up from here on out. I still love her and can't stop thinking about her. I've never felt this depressed before, and I loathe myself for originally wanting to try making our marriage work. I don't know what to do from here. Sorry for it being long, but I felt like I needed to get this crap off my chest. Navigating this intricate and emotionally charged situation is undeniably tough. While I'm not an expert, I can offer some general guidance. Given the irreparable damage to trust caused by the circumstances, divorce might be the most suitable path to prioritize your emotional well-being and pave the way for a healthier future. Open communication with your wife is still important. Reflect on whether attempting to rebuild trust is feasible, considering the extent of the breach. If the decision leans towards divorce, seeking legal advice is crucial to understand your rights and options, especially given the complexities arising from this pregnancy. Taking time apart to gain clarity and focus on your own healing remains a viable option. Remember, professional help, such as counseling or therapy, can provide you with tailored guidance to make well-informed decisions that align with your needs and the intricacies of your situation. OP, my ex-wife got pregnant by her AP as well. She ended up miscarrying, but the damage was done. I divorced her. Took a little time, but I met my current wife, and we've been married for 25 years. There is life after divorce and infidelity. The amount of disrespect she has shown you is off the charts. She literally lied and gaslighted you to open your home up to her AP. Defiled your home, your safe place. She is currently pregnant with his child. Push through with your divorce. Don't sign a birth certificate without a DNA test. You'd loathe to be obliged financially for a child that's not yours. To OP, heed this advice. This dude rose from the ashes and reclaimed his crown. You can too. I went through something similar with my ex. She got knocked up by my cousin. Luckily, we were only dating, and I always used protection. That and catching her made it easy to kick her to the curb. What your so-called wife did was monstrous. She doesn't deserve your love, and she absolutely doesn't deserve a second chance. Banish this evil from your life. Are you really going to let her stay? Absolutely not. We are getting a divorce, and I'm moving to the other side of the country for work. Good for you. Smartest thing to do. I just hope for that baby's sake, it doesn't end up with the 2 of them as parents. She has apparently been trying to mend her relationship with him so the baby has some form of a father figure. The baby would probably be better off without him, though. Not only is she a cheater and a liar, because that's how people cheat, they lie to their partners, but her choices are horrible. Something's wrong with your girlfriend. Mentally, I'm talking. She's deliberately being self-destructive, and unless there are horrible problems you're not telling us about, the truth of the matter is this is just tragic. We legit have had no issues before this crap. I feel like my life is now a season of shameless. It feels unreal. My GF, 25, slept with someone whilst we were on a break. Relationship was very up and down and agreed to have some space. Space lasted for about 14 days, and then we reconciled. We were sat on the sofa chilling out when she received a DM off a man saying, "Where have you gone? Just bump and dump." We got into it, and she lied for a while before admitting she slept with this man whilst we were on a break. This man is someone we have argued about throughout the relationship and a previous FWB of hers. He is much more well-endowed than me. She had a picture on her phone at the start of our relationship, and always bothered me as it made me insecure, but she reassured me I was the best, blah blah blah. I can't get over that she apparently was in love with me, but be close with someone else within a 2-week period, and more so, how she rushed back to someone bigger than me. She claims it was a mistake and wasn't thinking straight, but I just can't get over it. It's been a month, and it's still at the forefront of my mind. Am I overreacting? Should this be something crap that I just get over? It's clear that you're dealing with a complex and emotionally challenging situation. Ultimately, the decision about whether to continue or end the relationship is deeply personal, and there's no one-size-fits-all answer. However, I can offer you some considerations to help you make an informed choice. 1. Trust and communication. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. The fact that she lied initially and engaged with someone she had a history with while you were on a break raises valid concerns about communication and fidelity. Reflect on whether you believe her explanation and if you can rebuild trust moving forward. 2. Emotional impact. Your feelings of insecurity and hurt are completely valid. It's important to assess if you can move past these emotions and whether the relationship can continue without them causing ongoing distress. 3. Compatibility and respect. Assess the overall compatibility of your relationship. Consider whether both of your needs, values, and expectations align, and whether there's mutual respect and understanding. 4. Future concerns. Think about how this incident might affect your relationship in the long term. If you find that you're unable to move past it and it continues to cause turmoil, it could have negative implications for your mental and emotional well-being. 5. Personal boundaries. Consider what you're willing to accept in a relationship and whether you feel your boundaries have been crossed. Your feelings and boundaries matter. 6. Seeking support. Discuss your thoughts and feelings with a trusted friend, family member, or therapist. They can offer an outside perspective and provide emotional support as you navigate this decision. 7. Time and reflection. Take the time you need to reflect on your feelings and the situation. It's okay to not have all the answers immediately. Ultimately, whether you choose to continue the relationship or end it, it's important to prioritize your well-being and happiness. Trust your instincts and make the choice that aligns with your values and what you believe will lead to the best outcome for you. Honestly, I don't ever do breaks because of this. If you want to break, our relationship is over. This is so true. If we can't talk and figure it out while we're together, a break isn't going to make a difference, except maybe confuse things by missing each other or feeling guilty about the split, which are perfectly natural feelings and not good reasons to get back together. I have a rule against do-overs for this reason too. If we break up for good. No take-backsies. So, he was my first boyfriend who taught me this, but I love that you learned something valuable from a sitcom. He broke it off, went to meet with someone, and then asked to get back together after, to which I said never ever, and made it a hard rule that every partner now knows in advance. I think OP really needs to think about why they want to be in this relationship. There's a reason for the break, and why she hid the truth. It's time to really look at the compatibility, quality of communication, and level of trust and respect from both parties. Can we all just agree right now that if you're taking a break with your partner, that you discuss the parameters of that break? Holy hell, have Ross and Rachel taught us nothing? If you're going on a break just for the physical space, say that. If that means nobody is sleeping with anybody else, say that. If this means relationship anarchy for 2 weeks and you can duck other people, say that. Right. In my mind, breaks are dumpster fires thanks to Ross and Rachel, so I don't do them. We were on a break. Just so you know, it's not that common. It doesn't happen to every guy, and it is a big deal. This is why "we were on a break" is so ducking stupid. Which of you initiated that? Either you were broken up or you were not. If you were broken up, she did nothing wrong. If you were not broken up, she's a cheater. This break crap is so stupid. I feel like most of the time, a break happens when one person wants to break up, but doesn't follow through for some reason, afraid to hurt the other person's feelings, gets talked out of it, hopes something magical fixes the relationship, and it just ends up dragging out the breakup and hurting everyone in the process. If you can't fix your issues as a team, they're not going to somehow resolve themselves during a break. Worldwide comments of the day. First story really shows how important it is for a man to know himself before he gets into a relationship. Story 1. Another weak man. Why are you giving her options? She doesn't get to think about crap. She quits on the spot or else. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and relatable Reddit videos.